Now, what are some of the warning signs that it's time to stop drinking alcohol? Do we really need to wait until we've had a DUI or our partners have left us or we've lost a business or got in trouble at work? Do we need to wait for these moments, or are there things that are happening beforehand? Well, today I'm going to be breaking down 6 warning signs that it's possibly time to stop drinking alcohol. Now, the purpose of this video is not to make you feel guilt or make you feel shame or make you feel like you're some kind of failure. I drank for close to 10 years. There were signs that it was time to stop drinking very early on for me. Like, I knew pretty much in my very early 20s that I didn't drink like a normal person. I had these massive peaks, these massive troughs. So the purpose of this video is really just to give you a wake-up call, because I want you to kind of see your alcohol consumption for what it is and then start questioning things. Start putting the pieces together. Start really building this worldview where you see alcohol for what it is. Because here's the truth. You don't need to wait for things to be at ground zero to want to change your drinking patterns. Simply realizing that alcohol is doing nothing for you is enough to get you onto this journey. So let's get into it. Now, just before we do actually get into the video, if you actually want my help stopping drinking, you want to use first principles thinking, you want my help, you want to go through the coaching side of things, then just head over to soberclear.com. There'll be a bunch of reviews on the website, a bit of information about how the program works, and then you'll be able to book a call from the website and we can actually see if the program may be a good idea for you. So head over to soberclear.com for more information on that. So guys, the very first warning sign that I want to break down for you is that you know that the benefits are no longer outweighing the negatives. It's switched. Now, for me, when I first started drinking, there weren't that many negatives, right? Like, I could go and drink when I was a teenager and then wake up, not feel that bad, just go on about life as normal. But that kind of honeymoon period didn't last very long for me. Now, I know for some people that kind of honeymoon period can last for many years, and it can be in their 40s, even their 50s, where they start realizing that the negatives are so much greater than the benefit. But for me, that was very early on. But if you're starting to realize that, then maybe it's time to start questioning things. If you know that the hangovers, the low levels of confidence, the lack of clarity, the lack of energy, if you know that these things are starting to show up, and the supposed benefits of drinking are not really what they were before, then I would say that it's time to start looking at things, because there really are no benefits to consuming poison, right? We think that there are benefits, we buy into the idea that there are benefits, but all you're doing is putting a highly toxic substance, a highly addictive drug into your body, and then when you're not drinking it, you feel discomfort, you feel like you can't relax, then you put it back in your body, you feel relaxed. Basically, any supposed benefit that we think that we get from drinking alcohol can be broken down from first principles, and you can realize that there are no benefits to drinking it. But the point of the matter is that if you know for a fact that the negatives far outweigh the supposed illusion of any benefit, listen, what a great time to start questioning things. Quite often, we can get to a really dark place with the drinking where bad things can happen. The DUI could happen, or the partner could leave us, right? When those things happen, that can be the wake-up call, because now we can see the negatives so clearly, like bad things are happening in our life, and that can inspire us to change. But it doesn't need to get that bad for you to do the self-reflection, for you to really look at your situation and ask yourself, like, what the hell is alcohol actually doing for me? You don't need things to get that bad to ask yourself that question. Which leads me into the second sign. And the second sign is that progress towards what you want in life is not going as fast as you know that it could. You may have goals in your health, in your relationship, with your spirituality, with your business, with your whatever, right? You may have goals. And yeah, do you know what? I'm not saying that when you're drinking, you can't make progress towards goals. I'm not saying you can't have a good business or have a good relationship or have good health and still drink. However, what can often happen is we know that progress isn't going as quickly as we want to. The business might be going okay, the career might be going okay, and it's not exactly going up and down, but it's kind of just going slowly upwards. Now, for me, in my personal experience, I knew that when I got rid of alcohol, it's going to be like taking the brakes off things. It's going to be like going from first gear into fifth gear. I could just, instead of coasting and cruising along life, I know that I could just go for it. And if you're not happy with progress towards goals, if you know that you could do more, if you could have more, if you could be more, if you could achieve more, and you know that alcohol is slowing you down, again, it's just another great sign that maybe it's time to start questioning things. I truly believe that 90% of drinkers out there, if they were to remove alcohol, it would just make the world of difference in their personal and professional lives. For me, it was the ultimate catalyst. It was the best decision that I ever made. It just changed absolutely everything. And I knew that when I was drinking, I was never going to achieve what I really wanted to achieve. Like, could have I built an okay life? Could have I had a good job or had an okay business, had an okay relationship? Probably. Do you know what? Maybe. But I wasn't okay with just that mediocre existence. I knew that if I kept drinking, that's what I was going to get. And for you as well, you might be at a point where, yeah, things have been going okay, but if you want more, if you are ready for more, and you want to progress faster in a better way, then hell, maybe that's a sign as well. Now, the third sign that it might be time to stop drinking is, this is a big one, and it's feelings of guilt. Like, a lot of the time that I would drink alcohol is afterwards, I would feel very guilty. I would feel shame. I would feel like, damn, I've done it again. Because I would always make promises to myself. I'd always say to myself, Leon, you're not going to drink tonight. Leon, you're not going to drink for a week. Leon, you're really going to stop this time. I've made those promises to myself so many damn times. And I'm sure, and I'm so sure that you have as well. Because even people that don't have big drinking problems, if they go out for a heavy night, they're waking up in the morning, nobody's looking back and saying, that was a good idea, thank God I drank last night. That was the best decision ever. I'd love to do that again. I don't think anybody wakes up and feels like that. I think everybody wakes up and feels guilt. They feel like, damn. And then they'll tell themselves, I'm not going to drink again, but then the weekend comes around again, and then a friend says, oh, let's just have one or two, which turns into another heavy night. And nobody's waking up feeling positive about that. And like this feeling of guilt, this feeling of shame, it spills over into other areas of your life, because it's hard to step up as a leader. It's hard to be, a great father, a great mother, a great role model for other people when you're feeling guilty about your own actions. So the awesome thing is when you remove the alcohol, you remove those feelings of guilt, you remove those feelings of shame, and you can step up even more as a person. So if the drinking is causing feelings of guilt, feelings of shame, then again, maybe it's time to question things. Maybe it's time to look at the situation and say, what is this really doing for me? Because you will come to the same conclusion that I've come to, that all the people in the Sober Clear program have come to. Alcohol will give you absolutely nothing. Anyway, the fourth sign that it might be time to start questioning things is being secretive. Now, I was extremely secretive about my drinking. I never advertised the fact that I had a drinking problem. In fact, when I actually stopped drinking, I remember I told a friend, and he was like, Leon, what? You don't have a drinking problem. You just have a few drinks here and there. And I'm like, well, my parents used to call me, or my nana would call me, and I'd ignore the calls, and I never kind of would advertise the fact that what I did the night before. I'd keep it very secretive. I'd keep it hush hush. If I went out the night before and I was going to work or something like that, I wasn't telling anybody what I was doing, right? Because it was a bit of a secret. I was living almost like a double life, right? Where, some people knew what I was doing, but most of the people, I was just kind of keeping it on the down low. And for me, that's not a nice way to live. Keeping secrets and being secretive and being shady, that's not good. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't make you feel good. And actually, I almost feel a bit sad to admit it, because that's what it was like. It was like, I'm not sure if I'd call it a lie, because I didn't directly lie to people, but it was not being 100% honest. And honesty is important to me, but when I drank, it was like I would almost question values. But anyway, the point is that, I know a lot of people are secretive. I know people keep secrets from their partners, from their children. If their children ask them, have they been drinking a lot recently? They might just say, no, not really, just a few here and there. And these little lies or secrets that we keep, it just doesn't make you feel good. So again, maybe that's a sign that it's time to question things. Now, the fifth sign that maybe it's time to stop drinking is that you regularly question your own behavior. And what I mean by this is that you actually do the hard work. You do the introspection, you do self-reflection, and you really almost coach yourself, right? You look at your own behavior, and then you want to make adjustments, but then you often come to the conclusion that, the drinking isn't really serving you. And if you are questioning your behavior regularly, and the same thing keeps coming up, if alcohol keeps coming up as an issue, as a problem, as something that's kind of getting in the way of life, then hell, that is just the ultimate warning sign for me. If you're actually strong enough to look at your own behavior, more power to you. I think that's awesome. I think that's great. And I think more people actually need to do that. Instead of kind of burying your head in the sand, you're actually looking at things and saying, this ain't good. This is doing nothing for me. And if you're doing that on a regular basis, again, it's another amazing sign that it's time to stop. Because I'm telling you, when you actually make that decision, when you commit, when you go all in, it is just the best thing that you will ever do. Bar none. It will be the best decision that you ever make in your life. Which really leads me to the sixth point. And this one might not be what you expected, and not everybody's going to resonate with this. But the other sign is that you are not giving your gift to the world. I believe that everybody out there has got things to give to other people, to their family, to their friends, to the people around them. And everybody has gifts, right? Everybody's got unique talents, unique abilities, and everybody, who doesn't love giving? Everybody loves to give. And if you feel like alcohol is stopping you from actually getting up and being confident and stepping up and giving your gifts to the world, then again, another amazing reason to stop, and another amazing thing that happens when you actually choose to not drink. So if you feel like you are not giving your gifts to the world, if you feel like you're kind of living this mediocre life where you're on the sidelines and just getting by, then again, a beautiful, beautiful sign that it's time to make a change. Now, again, if you do want my help, head over to soberclear.com. There's a bit of information on the website, a few videos to watch. There's a stack of reviews. We're getting awesome results. And let me know some of the signs that you've had down in the comment section. Have a great day.